Hello and welcome to Digitized Desperadoes, episode 17. Today we're going to be discussing Jyu-Oh-Sei,
The hell of a name.
Jyu-Oh-Sei.
Planet of the Beast King.
Much easier name.
Yeah, I don't like Jyu-Oh-Sei.
Is that a direct
Jyu-Oh-Sei?
translation, or does Jyu-Oh-Sei even mean anything?
From what I understand, Jyu-Oh means Beast King, and I'm assuming Sei means planet, so yeah, I think it's literal.
Okay.
Because they say Jyu-Oh a lot in the sub.
Yes.
I watched the dub, and man, that was a mistake.
2006, so yeah, I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
But it was dubbed in 2008, but those 2 years didn't do it any justice.
It's
It's really weird. Okay, so it's really weird. All the main characters are poorly cast, but the side characters are like known people, like people from like Dragon Ball and stuff. And then I think one of them.
Yeah, that's right. This is a Funimation.
Yeah, well, one of them later on
quality.
went to like freaking My Hero Academia, but like all the main characters are nobody, and it's really disappointing because I really like the show overall. But damn, I don't know why I continued with the dub.
Yeah, you shouldn't have.
You should have given up. Back down.
Right.
But because like I think what kept me going is I looked at the thing and I was spoiled that there was a time skip. So I'm like, okay, well maybe his second voice actor will be better. No, it wasn't.
Oh,
Well, I mean, it's in the opening.
yeah, I was gonna say it's not really a spoiler.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Even really actual spoiler stuff is in the opening.
Oh yeah, they have Thor fighting Zagi in the opening.
Do they?
Even more than that.
Really weird. Okay,
It never even happens in the anime. They have a scene of them fighting in the snow.
Cool looking.
Yeah.
No.
It's really weird. I actually never skipped the opening. I actually really like the song, but I don't remember like the video of it.
It's a lot of spoilers, honestly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
like
I always just
everything.
happened to be like looking away during the opening song, because like I'd always do something else. But like I really liked the song itself.
Yeah, the song is nice. It's unique.
It's neat. I like it. It's not generic at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess we should get onto the show. The plot or the main idea of the show is.
Well, anyway, let me
sorry.
This might be a little surprising. This was entirely written by a woman.
Okay.
And this was actually published in a shoujo magazine.
Really?
So the main audience of this when it was written, probably not the anime, but it was probably like teenage girls,
Ah.
which is really weird. But we'll get to that. You can start with the plot, Max.
Okay, so the main idea of the show is these two kids, Thor and Rai, land on or are banished to this prison. They're banished to Space Australia. It's a prison planet instead of a prison continent, where they have to survive, and the goal for them is to become the king of the beast, or the Beast King, and that would let them come back. So that's the setup. Do we want to go into the plot, or do we want to go episode by episode?
I think we should do episodes, or at least
like event by event.
We could,
Yeah.
we can do. There's basically two major arcs. There's Thor as an 11-year-old and Thor as a 15-year-old.
Totally probable events.
Totally.
Yeah, I felt like
So
it was
anyway.
Thor as a 15-year-old and Thor as a 20-year-old.
Yeah, that's what it feels
That
like.
would be
In
more
the first-
plausible.
in the first segment, basically, Thor is like this kid thrown into this weird society, and he just wrecks everything.
Yeah.
He beats grown adults, and he's 11.
He's absurdly good at everything. Okay, he's a self-insert. Like
He
is a-
wins
he's
all
a
the time.
all the way.
Well,
Even when he's a
you could
prepubescent child,
say
he is
that
kicking ass.
until something that they throw at you later on, but yeah.
No, he is. There's
Okay,
nothing
yeah.
wrong with him. He does
Yeah.
nothing wrong.
That is true.
He always wins. Everyone loves him.
Literally everyone loves him. But anyway, the first episode, which is what we watched before that drew us into this, the only reason we knew this anime existed was because the first episode is this really fascinating look. First, you get this look at the futuristic society of Juno, which is where the kids live. And then you find out their parents are dead, and then they're on the planet.
They get banished to the planet, just like for no reason that they know of.
You saw too much.
Yeah, they
But
saw
also-
their mom was murdered or something like that, and then they got banished immediately.
But also
And the dad, both their parents.
But also inexplicably, they're given tools to survive. They're given a laser sword and a pouch that keeps plants away, which plants are the dominant life form on this planet, which is called Chimera.
And so, episode 1, it's just them. They meet this small group of people that don't really have any group that they belong to. So they all
But later on, they're shown to be one of the rings, which are the big civilizations.
Yeah. So there's
before
several
we
rings on this.
What?
I want to talk about just like one scene while they're still in Juno, where it's like Rise like with his like the dead mom, and he's like, "Mom, don't die," but it is very obvious she is already dead.
Yeah.
And it's like, I get it, he's a kid, but still.
They're 11. They should know better. Gonna be real.
Yeah.
But also, Rise consistently characterizes like pathetic.
Yes.
That's actually what kind of had me weary on this show. When I first saw that first episode, I was like, man, this looks good and all, but like I don't want to have to like put up with Rise bullshit for so long.
Luckily,
and it's really tragic that I don't.
You don't have to.
You don't have to, and it's well, Rai dies in the first episode.
He is okay. So one of the themes of this show is really pathetic, really unimpressive deaths.
Yeah.
He just falls into a hole.
Yeah. He died so like quickly that I didn't realize he was dead until the next episode when they're like, yeah, he's dead. I thought like they were going to save him in between episodes or something like that.
I was convinced that
he was coming back.
I was convinced that he's going to come back too. Like I was like, all right, they're going to like come back and he's going to be like, oh, why did you abandon me or something like that, you know? But no, he's dead.
He's just unequivocally gone.
He is not on screen killed. He literally falls into a hole.
Yeah.
Never to be seen again. That's it.
Which is bothersome to me because later on they show that they're perfectly capable of killing off characters on screen. But they didn't do it for one of the most important deaths in the entire show.
I felt like they weren't sure if they wanted to kill him off or not.
Yeah, that is what it feels like.
Yeah. But other than that, while it is tragic that he's dead, I think it makes the show a whole lot more interesting.
Well, also you have to remember this is like a shoujo manga, so maybe.
Yeah, this was written in '93, I believe.
Maybe there were some limitations at the time of what you could and couldn't do.
Well, like I said, later on in the show, they pretty clearly murder. It gets pretty violent at times.
Thor's just murking people left and right.
Thor murders a lot of people only in the beginning.
Yeah, like in that initial encounter, he like kills 2 dudes, no problem.
Yeah, so he
has never touched a sword.
Yeah. So
ever.
Before Rai dies, they are like in the forest. They're looking for some place to be because they didn't like the group of the Wanderers that they were with.
That Zagi was in charge
Zagi. So they're like walking around the forest and they stumble upon an area where these people are like, "Oh, you can't be here, and the punishment for being here is death." And so fucking Thor just fucking murders a guy.
I believe he's the second of the Ochre Ring.
Yes, he was the second.
Now we get into the rings are separated by skin color. The race war starts now.
Oh my god, yeah, that's unfortunate.
Both skin color and gender.
Yeah.
Yes.
They're completely segregated.
Yeah, they have that system, and they also have a second system where they have ranks.
The top three
the top
of the
three
civilization are the top, the second, and the third.
All right. Because of my great adult brain, how do you feel about the name Top? Okay,
the only thing that I was like, oh no, was Tiz. saying, "You're my top."
No, there was another one. Well, I kind of snickered every time they said top, but there was one where the third, he said, being the top, no, I can't handle all that pressure from below.
Oh no, third is a bottom. It's canon. Maybe that was intentional because it's shoujo.
Oh, boy.
I don't know.
I couldn't tell you. I didn't think it was.
I don't know, but I laughed at that a lot. I'm an adult.
No, that's
Also, the
fair.
wildlings were like, "Oh no, we don't segregate by skin color, but we can't have girls. Oh no." So it's like,
Okay, but we'll get into that later.
yeah.
Anyway, the second
Eventually they
episode.
stopped caring.
The second episode is it starts with Thor being rescued by the wonderful female character Tiz.
I didn't hate her.
I hate her.
Oh.
Tiz want fuck.
I very passionately hate her.
She has the same
She
deal
wasn't
that
useless,
Albedo has.
I think.
No, her entire thing is that she walks up to. Basically, she's a nice girl. You know, nice guys. She's a nice girl.
Oh.
She thinks that because she's nice to Thor, that she deserves to marry him.
Straight up, when they first talk, she's like, "Oh yeah, you're my husband now," and he's just like, "Huh?"
It's awful. It's
I didn't
really
hate it
awful.
that much, but I can see how you would.
I'll get more into it later, but like her entire character is focused around marriage, and that's like the most misogynist thing you can do.
It's the lamest, most basic thing.
After that, I think that's where she tells him that she knows a guy that lives on his own, right? Colin?
Colin.
Yeah, she tells him about Colin, whose thing was like...
Colin is also someone who lived in Juneau.
Yeah.
And she might know something about Odin, which Odin is the prime minister, and don't even get me started on these names.
Norse mythology.
Yeah, that's another thing I wasn't a fan of, the freaking Norse names.
Well, Thor is the god of thunder, and I believe Rai is Japanese for thunder.
Oh, yeah.
Lightning or thunder, because Raiden, I believe, is a god of thunder as well.
I'm right in I'm lightning, the rain transformed. I believe is the quote from Metal Gear.
I mean, when you said Raiden, I just thought Mortal Kombat, but
that's Raiden. But also lightning.
Moving on.
So basically, Thor is on the hunt for Odin because Odin is the man who killed his parents. It's revealed very early on.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like this is obviously a government plot.
And immediately after him talking to Colin is found dead.
Colin is immediately murdered by plants.
Oh, also, like, I think she described Colin as being like an old man. I wasn't expecting like a dude in his 40s.
Okay, but they explained that in universe, Juneau people don't live very long.
Yeah, I know.
They're inferior humans.
Yeah, they have to have like a special surgery to live past like 40 or 30. Something like that. They talked about.
Well, they said that Thor wasn't going to live past like his 20s because he was untreated, and Colin was treated, and he was going to live to 50.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. The surgery. I forgot it.
Which isn't important later, but
yeah, they kind of
just forget about it.
We kind of skipped a lot of stuff. So basically, Thor is kind of imprisoned in the Ochre Ring, but is only saved because Tiz decides to, be engaged to him.
Yeah.
And they have a whole plot where Thor tries to run away. He tries to go to Colin himself, and he gets trapped by a bunch of giant plants that grow, the plants that suck water and distribute it. And there's this really weird scene that we gotta go into physics again, because his laser sword makes no sense half the time.
Oh, you're talking about the part where he's fighting the one girl with the laser sword. She has a regular sword?
Before that.
Okay.
No, before that.
Okay.
But that.
When he's falling and then he stabs into the plant and
he's falling near the plant.
Sword.
Yeah.
And he stabs the plant with the sword to slow himself down. It's a laser sword. There's no friction.
Yeah, they imply that this isn't a laser sword for some reason. That
'Cause
like it has matter or something,
he
but
just clangs against the sword like a normal sword.
Yeah.
But then at one point in his fight with Chen, he cuts the sword.
yeah. So like,
It doesn't do that normally.
Like-
It doesn't do that.
so if it's a laser sword, then the appeal of it is that it just cuts through anything it touches, and there is no friction.
Other times it's just a blue glowy sword.
Yeah, I was gonna get into that during that fight, but I didn't realize this. I didn't see it then.
Okay, the fight makes me less mad. This made me really mad.
Yeah.
I was like, you can't slow your descent with a laser sword.
That's not how it works.
And also, he's way too good with that sword. He has never trained.
It's like mentioned early on. He has like some martial arts training, and that's all.
But
he's
martial
been
arts
given.
help you with wielding a sword.
Yeah, and it's barely even a sword. It's really like a knife.
It's a big
it's
knife.
a good dagger. It's like a kukri or something.
It's a machete.
But then after that, so because in that sequence with the planet, Thor saves Tiz's life, and Tiz decides, I don't care about being a woman anymore. I'm just going to be your servant, which is so problematic. Like, come on. First of all, you're making the woman character entirely focused around marriage. Second of all, you're making her a literal servant of the main male character. Like, come on. And this was written by a woman. Like, you know better.
I didn't see it that way, but I guess now that you put it that way, it makes it seem a lot.
Okay.
It makes it seem pretty bad.
The premise of the next episode is that Thor is fighting for Tiz.
Yeah.
Because Tiz is not from the Ochre Ring. She's from a different ring.
She's from the Sun Ring.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
He's fighting a bunch
And
of the Sun Ring
top.
people.
Her like boss.
Her top. No, say top. It's great. But anyway, Chen is the next introduced character, and Chen is also problematic because if the women on this planet are like revered, they like have absolute power because there's like 20% of the population is women, then why are they so willing to kill Tiz?
I think it's just implied that while they're able to, while they hold women in higher regard, I think it's also implied somewhere that there is a very low regard for human life in general. That's the best I could say for that, though.
Yeah, but Chen is later on shown to be like a very nice person. Why is she so willing to pull guns on Tiz?
Because she's disobeying?
I don't know.
But if
And like kind of abandoning?
If women are so valuable, she picked a mate. She's still gonna procreate.
I don't know. I can't
There's
help
no
you there.
internal logic to that. It's just women have power until they don't.
And then Thor tries to kill this adult woman
Which is
like
completely
twice.
warranted.
But also he's an 11-year-old and he's like I'm gonna have a
I
sword
just
fight
keep
with this
forgetting that it's an
woman.
11-year-old this whole show.
They don't mention it until he grows up.
Like, sure.
And even
11.
then he's 15, he's not really an adult.
He looks like he's 25 in the time skip.
Like, you know what 15-year-olds look like. They don't look like that.
Anyway, he has a sword fight with Chen and wins. So
Yeah.
first he tries to murder Chen. By
And then they
using
have a
one of the
one-on-one
plants.
properly.
And then they have a one-on-one where he still wins. And then this brings me to one of my other points. The role of top is exclusively earned through physical combat prowess.
Yeah.
Yep.
Why isn't Chen like muscular?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think that should also be true.
Because they
Big
mention this
fact.
later with the Ochre Ring top. He's this big brutish dude who's like really good at handling a sword. And they say, oh, Chen is a lot weaker, of course. And I'm like, why?
No.
get
They don't say
there?
Chen's weaker. They say the Ochre Ring top is like basically the shittiest. And that's why Thor gets away with beating him, is because the Ochre Ring top is like straight up said to be the weakest of the bunch.
No, but they specifically say that Thor doesn't beat him. He cheats.
We'll get on that later. But,
no, the Ochre Ring top sucks, basically.
But
Yeah.
they also
Everyone beats
mentioned,
him.
they
Weird.
specifically have a line where they say Thor is having a harder time because Chen is weaker.
Ugh.
And I was, because she's a woman,
I
fought
didn't
her way
catch
to
that.
position. Well, we watched the sub, so I don't know if they even
I don't know.
translated that. I don't know. Anyway,
I forgot about that.
after he has the one-on-one with Chen, the most dangerous plant we see, called a Verisone, shows up.
And Thor kills it, no problem.
Almost everyone dies to the plant except Chen and 2 of her women, and Thor one-on-one kills it, no problem. Again, total self-insert, total flippin' Gary Stu.
Yes.
Okay, I should probably clarify when I say stuff like that. I really enjoyed watching the show.
I did too.
The more you look at it, the more you dissect it, it's stupid. It's not intelligent at all. There's no overlying theme.
Yeah.
But man, is it fun to watch.
It's very good, I'd say overall. But I wanted to move on to the next part where, after the call-in part.
Third gets
we're not even at Colin yet.
I know. I just have more. I don't have much to say about this part, you know.
Okay, the only thing we haven't mentioned the character Third.
Oh yeah, the Third. He is the third to the ring. What?
He's Ring Third. That's just everyone only ever calls him Third, and his whole character early on is just, I don't like being a leader. I like being number 3. So he's basically whole horse.
He's basically the ringleader of everything.
Well, we don't know that yet.
Well, no, it's pretty obvious. He constantly manipulates Thor into doing things that
I didn't
wants.
realize that until he reveals this
later when it's made kind
but
of way more obvious.
But I was suspicious early on when I wanted to get to the part with after they meet Colin, because he is shot, and they're like, wait, you were shot, but you're okay? And he's like, no, I had a bulletproof vest. But like, he never shows that he had a bulletproof vest.
Well, I mean, it makes perfect sense that he does.
Yeah.
I mean, initially I thought it was going to be like shit.
Not only does he
and then it was just like Yozakura again with the kids getting run over, and it's just a fake out.
Yeah. Well, my thing with the bulletproof vest is, not only does he not show them that he was wearing one, he kind of very obviously just isn't, because he's wearing a fucking like tank top shirt, and like you can see his sleeve, like he doesn't have any sleeves. You can see into his armholes, and there's just nothing there.
Max,
I don't know.
This is the far distant future, 1. 2, he is explicitly shown later on to be a futuristic soldier sent in as a spy.
Yeah, I know. That's what I wanted to say, because I had a comment about that at the time, and then I was like, wait, this makes sense. It was blank or something.
I don't know. I didn't question that part.
Yeah, it was just like, oh, god damn it, another fake out. Damn it. Oh, man. And then the whole reason that happens is because Top is mad at Third, because Third, it's like Ken likes Third more than she likes the Ochre Top.
Yeah, because the Ochre Top is
horrible.
horrible.
I'm getting cooked, so I'm gonna send an assassin after this guy.
Also, we also need to mention they have a mating month.
Yes.
Yeah.
Month.
Oh fuck! What was it called? They had like a name for it.
I don't think it had a name.
Or is it just mating month? I don't know.
It's fuck month.
Yeah, that's what I called it in my notes. But I think it's really funny that they reserve a specific month. It's the month. Okay, we actually didn't explain the setting very well. It's really interesting. Half of the year it's daytime, and the other half of the year it's nighttime.
No, not only nighttime, winter.
And also, before it turns into nighttime, there's the big storm, which we never see.
Yeah.
Which is depressing.
Because Thor is unconscious during the whole time it happens, and then he wakes up and it's over.
There's a time
they
skip.
do the time skip.
Oh, right.
They do the time skip over 4 years of big storms. But I just loved that moment in the anime where Tiz is just like, before the nighttime, we must have the big storm.
Man, I wish I watched this dubbed. I mean subbed.
But anyway, right before the big storm, they have a copulation month where the women specifically go to an area. They like have
It's Nut
animal mating
November.
rituals. Yeah, specific.
It's Nut November.
But they're not allowed. They're supposedly not allowed to even touch each other any other time of the year, which makes no sense, and you can't enforce that.
Yeah.
But just the women show up and just pick a guy, and it's like, okay.
And
I think the whole
cool.
thing. I think the whole idea about having an entire month to.
It's very
for
animalistic.
mating-
I think
yeah,
that's the point.
Well, that's the whole idea.
That's the closest thing that there is, I think, to a theme in this show is this whole society is basically, I mean, literally the king is called the Beast King. It turns people into like animals again.
Humans are the real animals.
But also, it's shown that that's a good thing,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which is weird. Anyway, they meet Colin, and Colin's secretly to Tiz. Well, Colin knows Thor.
Because he knows who his parents are.
Yeah.
He was like friends with his parents, and he tells him like Odin did it. Go kill Odin.
Yeah.
It was him. It was him all along.
And then he on the side says to Tiz, "Hey, accelerated aging." This is basically just Metal Gear again.
Yeah.
There's so many flipping Metal Gear things in this.
There's a lot that could be compared to Metal Gear in this, and
I look
I'm
forward
just
to you
trying
guys
my
making
hardest
those
at
comparisons.
every moment to just not Metal Gear it up.
You kind of okay. We'll get into it later, but you can't avoid it.
Yeah.
Okay, so I almost called him Raiden. Thor. So Thor
Don't make a Metal
decides-
Gear reference. So right in here.
His brother is right. It works.
Yeah.
So Thor decides after meeting with Colin that he has to become Beast King as quickly as physically possible because he wants to murder Odin.
Yeah, so he can go back to. If you become the Beast King, you get to go back. That's like the idea of this prison planet. I don't know if we mentioned that.
Damn it, I don't know. I have a note here, and it's like before the. Or it's like around the time of the fight with the top of Okra, and it's just the note I have is just Third just played Thor like a damn fiddle, but I don't know what it's in reference to.
It's probably I also wrote Third is actually pretty neat with the whole political chess, which is a
Yeah.
similar.
He's playing 4D chess over here.
5D chess.
I think. Oh, I can't remember. Oh yeah, right. So Ochre Top, which is literally his name. He's given no other name.
Yeah. Until later.
He is very, very passive aggressive to Third. He like throws his cup and he's just like, "Hey, go pick it up."
Oh yeah.
And Third's just like, okay, yeah.
And
I'll
then
play your
Thor gets
game.
really angry and he's like, "You shouldn't be doing that." And then Third is just like,
Oh, that's what
"Hey,
I'm in
he
reference to.
challenged him. That's a challenge."
You see your
It's a
mocking
try, and
And
voice
it's like
there.
Third, and he's like, Third, you just set me up, and he's like, yeah, I did.
Just
Yeah, I did. You got to do this
Like
right
a
now.
damn fiddle.
real quick, Connor. You know that mocking voice you just did about Thor?
Yes.
That was better than the voice actor. The voice actor makes him sound so young and also too much like an actual girl.
I mean, it is a girl.
I know it is a girl, but like they, it's like almost as I think it's probably worse than Black Star from
Wait.
Soul Eater.
Wait.
What?
Okay, so we were discussing the voice actors, and we discovered that Thor's young voice actress is the voice actress of Detective Conan.
Okay.
I found out so is the dub.
Oh my god.
Ooh.
They are both Detective Conan.
Oh, that's awesome.
That was the only.
Oh man.
I think that's one of the only voice actors that actually went anywhere.
Also the girl who plays young Thor is the robot in Space Dandy.
Okay, well, that's one for you, not for the rest of us.
I mean, it's
I still need to see Space Dandy. I need to see more of Space Dandy.
the Space Dandy dub is really good, so I am complimenting her.
Okay.
In time.
I just think it was badly cast. For the main character. I'm not saying that the voice acting for Thor was bad.
Yeah,
Other
I'm just
characters-
saying.
There are some other characters that it feels like the lines in the dub are just literally like they're reading it for the first time.
Well, I'm gonna be honest. There's a lot of lines in the sub that feel like that too.
Yeah, it's just
Voice acting isn't great in the sub either.
Okay, wow.
There are some lines. I think the scene after the fight with the ochre top. We can talk a little about that later. But when Tiz and Third are crying over Thor being seriously wounded, but they have no emotion in their voices. They're just kind of like Toru, because that's how they pronounce it.
All like Tiz says.
Oh no! But it's like there's no tears in their voice.
I am crying real tears. I am crying real tears.
And it's awful. And some points.
Are we going to talk about the fight with Okratop?
Basically, he just 100% cheats.
Yeah, somebody else shoots him, right?
No. It's Third has a sniper rifle and uses it as a distraction, and then Thor just slices him up the chest and wins. And everyone's like, "You did it!"
If you win, you win.
And it's like from that moment on, none of the skin color stuff matters anymore.
And Thor becomes the God Emperor of Ochre, because he takes over everything. He becomes the nicest, most loved man. He invents like a ventilation system.
No, time skip happens after this.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about during the time skip.
Oh wait, but also Noah. Before that, I want to talk about just how like when they're trying to revive Thor after the fight,
they do CPR wrong.
Slapping him after giving him CPR.
Yeah, they do.
What the fuck? What? No, don't do that.
CPR does not work that way, but also the goal of doing the chest compression isn't to turn the person back on; it's to keep them alive until somebody else gets an AED to turn the person back on. But whatever. All movies get that wrong, so whatever.
I mean, you're ignoring that this isn't a very well-written show.
Yeah.
Fact.
I'll give it that.
Anyway, during the time skip, Thor somehow at age, 12, becomes the most respected and well-loved top ever invented. He creates an energy source. He creates like a ventilation system.
He fixes society.
Basically, he becomes like the most pleasant dictator ever.
Yeah. Real quick before the time skip, Thor was talking about after he killed the top. He was like, "No, I just killed that guy. I didn't want to kill that guy." It's like, Thor, you killed like 3 people before you killed this guy. You knew less about them.
He tries to murder Chen, like cold-blooded.
Like he tries to kill her with the moss.
Yeah,
he's
it looks like
a actual leader in this like whole world, and he just straight up almost assassinates her.
But then after that Chen scene, he starts to care a lot about killing people.
Yeah, and it's really weird because the Ochre Top he knew like the most about when he killed him, and
he's
the
a
Ochre Top
person.
is like actually bad. I don't.
He tries to murder Third.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty much all we see.
And then he's like the first person. He's like, "Oh man, I shouldn't have killed that guy." It's like, no, you really should have. That was correct.
Don't worry, that gets worse later.
Yeah.
Is that all we have pre-time skip?
I guess.
I believe so.
Yeah. After that, I'm all on time skip stuff.
Okay.
Oh wait, so I have another great line. Top sir, this blizzard's about to get pretty ugly.
Oh no, I remember that.
Yeah.
It's another just out of context good line.
Okay, one of the problems I have with the long night, that's Game of Thrones, is that supposedly during this night it is extremely dangerous. It goes to under -40 degrees, probably Celsius considering. No, probably not.
Yeah, that would be
But they just say -40 degrees.
Yeah.
Vaguely, which is horrible. Like that.
40 Kelvin.
Either way, it's very bad.
There are many, many, many scenes during the nighttime where they're just standing out in the blizzard.
Yeah, it'd be fine.
They don't care.
And they're fine.
Maybe it's negative 40 new units, and it really just means like really cold, but not like
It
that
just
cold.
means 20.
It means 20 degrees Fahrenheit.
About like 68 out there, dude. You're gonna freeze your butt off.
Anyway, so during the time skip, Zagi, who's the guy who saves Thor in the beginning, in the first episode,
He just straight up becomes like top somewhere else.
Zagi is the
Explain.
top of the blonde ring, being, the white ring.
Blanc, as in white in French.
Blonde.
Blanc.
The C is silent.
Yeah, shit, whatever.
It's Cafe LeBlanc from Persona 5, I'll have you know. During my playthrough of Persona 5, I am refusing to call it LeBlanc, because that C doesn't need to be silent, damn it.
It's Blanc in my heart. And I believe it. No, that house is in French. It is.
LeBlanc.
I'm pretty sure it's blonde.
I know it is.
You
but
were Spanish
my
people.
heart.
I did French. Okay.
Mitch,
Moving on.
I think you should.
They're the same
look it
language.
up
I know. Shut up.
It is a French play.
Anyway, so during the time skip, Zagi becomes the leader of the blonde ring, the white ring. Let's just call it the white ring.
There.
And
The alt-right.
he kills most of the other tops because, okay, when I was watching this, after he killed the ochre top, I was like, oh,
No, not Okra. Because Okra is Thor.
No, let me talk.
Oh.
After Thor kills the ochre top,
Oh, okay.
I was like, oh, the rest of the series is going to be him systematically going to each ring and taking them over, and Odin is going to be sequel bait. Instead, they have Zagi during the time skip just kill off all the other tops.
Yeah. Just get it done quicker, dude.
Most of them off screen.
Yeah. In the first, I think the last one is just the beginning of the time skip, right?
Yeah, the last one is
Yeah.
just friends
And
with Thor.
yeah, yeah. The last one he kills is like right at the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so with the time skip, they tried to do a cool Gurren Lagann thing where you see the characters and they're all aged up, and you're like, "Oh, how cool!" But they're not because it's been like there's been
4
no
years.
character development.
Yeah.
And also,
It's
this
been
is
more
an
of the
11 episode show, and this just sort of happens like not even halfway through.
Thor
Yeah, episode
is
6.
like a
And it's
little
also in the
edgier.
opening, so. When
It's
it
like-
happens in Gurren, it's a legitimate surprise.
It's like Gurren Lagann if Kamina died at the beginning of the show. And so, like, there was nothing that he was, like, doing in between differently. You know?
Like, it just, like, it's suddenly there's a time skip, and it's like, hey, Tiz has big tits now, I guess.
His also okay. There was no sex during the 4 years,
No, not once.
which is confusing.
Well, I mean, we get an answer for that later.
Kind of. But also it's implied that,
It's
women have
implied that
ultimate
Thor
power.
might be sterile, but he never really says it.
No. I think he would specifically not be sterile.
Okay.
Because, because of the super subplot that we get to later.
Anyway,
Later.
so he describes himself as platinum blonde.
It is white.
It's gray hair.
Yeah.
And then they go and they try to confront Zagi, and Zagi kills the only other top that isn't Thor.
Also, third just exposition dumps everything that happened during the time skip.
Yeah.
There was, like, something where they said it was Zagi all along. Like, it was some big reveal, and I'm like, no, of course it was fucking Zagi all along.
Look at him.
he's in
Look
the
at that
opening.
guy with the mask on. It is obviously him.
He's one of the
Oh,
main
yeah,
characters
he
in
takes the mask off, and it's just like, oh, it's Zagi. I'm like, yeah, of course it was.
They
Who
even
else
show
would
him
it be?
before the time skip looking over the ochre ring.
Yeah.
That's
and then,
right. Yeah,
and then,
he's
like,
"That's gonna
immediately
be
after
mine."
that, Thor is just like, but Zagi was smart and kind. And I'm like, you knew him for
No!
a day.
Less than a day.
You knew him for hours.
Yeah. And he kicked you out, or you left. He told you to kill your brother.
Yes.
What do you mean, smart and kind?
And then eventually it gets to like he's going after Yuki, who Chen cares about, who's also another top. and
yeah,
he
they were.
decides to not shoot him with his gun that he has, and instead have a sword fight.
Well, no, we should probably explain Chen a little bit more. So before the anime started, Chen had a kid with Yuki, but Chen actually loved her. But during the time skip, Chen lost a leg. Never shown.
Yeah.
And so Chen is like, I can't be a top anymore. I can't live if my man doesn't come and save me, which is so flippin' misogynist. Ugh. But anyway, Thor goes to Yuki, who is the last top that isn't Thor, and Zagi. And Yuki dies protecting Chen because Yuki loves Chen. And Yuki's great, but he's there for like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like a big manly guy, and I like him, but
yeah, he's good, and he's like one of the best voice actors in the show. I don't know why it's specifically him, but
that's funny.
This guy who's only around for a single episode. But I'm like, it's like, you have a gun, just shoot him. Don't do a sword fight, you idiot.
Yeah, they do the like, we're going to have a manly duel, but like
I think
they
it's
have
implied
guns.
that like they have that much pride or some shit that they don't do gunfights, but it's like, come on, just use the gunfight.
Okay, but for the first one, that's fine. For that fight with Yuki and Zagi, like, I understand. But after that,
after it's very obvious he's not even playing by the rules.
After that, just shoot him.
Yeah.
Like,
the whole time Zagi's whole thing is like, I'm just uprooting all of the laws. I'm doing things my way.
Yeah. I have a second sword hidden in my belt or whatever.
No, it's in his arm.
Yeah.
It's like an assassin's blade.
Yeah.
It's an ass creed.
But okay, the worst part about it is that Thor decides, like seriously, like says out loud, we're going to go kill Zagi. He is a serious threat. He's murdering all the other tops. Then they find him. They outnumber and surround him, and they say, "No, we're gonna let you go."
Yeah.
They
I don't
were
even
going
remember
to
why.
kill him. They were going to kill him.
It's
Why
because
didn't they kill him?
is that where Zagi explained that all the Beast Kings was bullshit?
No, that's later.
No,
that's later? Oh my god.
No, he goes up to Thor and he's like, meet me at the Dagger Pagoda and I'll tell you everything.
And then he leaves.
And he does. Let him leave. Like, you don't have any power here to schedule a meeting.
You've killed people I am close to, basically. Or at least you've killed at that point.
It's really funny because I really did like this. We're picking the show.
So he's like, you just killed my other buddy. What the fuck?
This is really funny because we're picking the hell of the show apart. It's good. We're making it sound awful.
The moment to moment is entertaining, but it is not well written. The characters are not interesting. The story has no meaning. It's just fun to watch.
It's a really fun show. I gotta stress that here because it really sounds like I hate the show, but I don't.
But there are certainly problems.
Oh, there are so many problems.
This show is like cheese. It's really good, but damn, there's holes everywhere.
Oh yeah, that's a perfect explanation. This is when I was like 100% giving in to the Thor is Raiden from Metal Gear because he's forced into a serious combat situation at a young age. He loses a part of his humanity, and now he's being manipulated by a different force. Come on.
And not only that, later on we'll see this was all being manipulated by an even higher force.
Okay, no. Thor has Solid Snake's origin.
Yeah. I think I mentioned later in my...
Wait, no, that's not till later. Don't talk about it.
Yeah, we'll get into that later.
Okay.
There's the cut to, like, where it's... or no, not a cut. That's, like, the start of another episode where it's Odin with... And here's some more Norse mythology references. He is accompanied by Colonel Heimdall and Dr. Loki.
Dr. Loki made me angry.
And they talk about Operation Midgard.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, Loki doesn't even feel like a Loki type. He's just named that.
He's not a Loki type. He's a doctor in Metal Gear who questions his role.
Yeah. This show really does become a Metal Gear.
It does. It
Metal
also
Gear if they
reminded,
went to space.
it also reminded me a lot of what was the thing we
Maze
watched
Runner?
recently?
Oh,
What
Mm,
thing?
what?
the Gargantia.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a bit of that, yeah.
Yeah.
I can see
The
it.
ending, especially,
Yeah.
Yeah.
because
Uh,
Odin is basically that general guy.
Yeah.
It was all.
I don't want to spoil a different show, but yeah.
I mean, yeah.
No, but then.
Anyway, here in episode, we're on episode 7. We're talking about how it's mostly Zagi. It's mostly Zagi saying like, "My ideal world is 0 rules." And we meet Karam here, right?
Which one's Karam? Oh, wait.
Like the only other important woman.
I thought it was Karen.
The
It's an
Karam.
It's an M.
Wow.
I don't know if that's like intended
And
Kareem.
Thor.
I just say Karam.
And then Thor immediately is like, "Screw the girl who I'm basically married to. This is what I'm going for now."
He literally he sees Karam, and Karam is a jerk to him, and then he walks to flippin' Tiz and is like, hugs her and is like, "I love you as a sister. I'm gonna."
I know. I lost my shit when that happened.
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh my god, he actually did it."
I was like, okay, yeah, it was obvious that he wasn't actually in love with Tiz, but I don't know if he's actually in love with Karam that much. I don't know.
It's hilarious. There's like a whole like thing earlier where he has a whole like monologue where he's like, "I love you, Tiz. I'm so
Yes.
glad I'm with you." And then he's like, "But Karam though."
And Karam is given no character beyond likes Zagi.
Yeah.
And then it's like Zagi and Thor.
Yeah.
Which is okay. I think this is some of these things that we're discussing are definitely a failure of how short the show is.
I would say,
Yeah.
yeah.
Because I feel like Karam is probably a much better character in the manga.
Yeah, I felt like they left something out here because her motives are kind of like vague. Like she's just kind of doing whatever.
Well, what happens is she's like really loyal to Zagi out of fear. It's consistently hammered into us that Zagi likes no one. Zagi is a fear-mongering tyrant. And then she has a moment where Thor saves her. And they have like this really emotional, intimate moment that I liked, where they're underground.
They fall into the underground.
I actually like that part quite a lot because I think it was very humanizing for both.
Yeah, and that's I have a good line for that. That was why do you keep living? And he's like, I want to learn. There's too many things in this world that I still got to know. I like that.
Yeah.
That's life. That's humanity.
Yeah,
it's really interesting. But then 2 seconds later, Karam goes back to Zagi. Zagi beats her. Like tries to rape her, and then she dies.
Yeah.
No, and she dies, and her dying thoughts are, "I wanted to fuck both of them."
Yes.
And dies.
And she is killed for almost no reason by Third.
Yeah. Wait, wasn't there like a moment where somebody's
manipulating it all along? Like I actually predicted it before it was
Yeah.
revealed. I was like,
Yeah.
it wasn't him. It was Third, wasn't it? Because he had the dialogue earlier where he's like, "I gotta make him beast no matter what."
But then it's hilarious because right after Thor sees dead Karam, he just runs up to Zagi and kills him.
Yeah.
Like on site, they just fight, and then it was the moment when Third was like, "Ooh, it's a boss fight for to be the Beast King," and I was like, "Oh, it's Third. He did this."
Yeah. I think we did skim over Zagi's plan, or like the whole thing about Zagi telling him that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The
So, the Beast King is actually bullshit, in that all the people that were previously Beast Kings are now being held in like cryo freeze or some shit.
Yeah.
To create the perfect race of new humans
that can live in space.
Okay, they don't say that. They don't say that yet, but Zagi tells Thor, "Hey, the Beast King is fake. It's a plot by Odin. We're going to sneak in together and take it down." And he's like, "Yeah." but then Karam dies.
Okay, well,
And
there's
he's like,
that,
I'm
and
gonna kill you.
it's like I get that's his plan, but like, why did he kill everybody anyways? If he knew that it would probably make him seem like a bad guy to Thor, and Thor would totally probably kill him on the
Because
site
that's
like
how
he
it
should have.
works.
Wait, who do you mean?
Zagi.
Why did Zagi kill who?
Why did he kill all the other beast or the other ringleaders?
He had to.
Why?
That's how it works.
There literally has to be one top for them to be the Beast King.
Yeah, but I thought he didn't want to become Beast King.
Someone has to summon the Odin's
yeah, okay.
It
And it's meant to,
actually
like, Thor is the 30-somethingth, like 38th Beast King.
you just highlighted a lot of weird similarities this has with Gurren.
How so?
This really weird specification that has to be met for space people to come down.
Oh yeah.
Yeah! 1 million apes.
Also, you accidentally said Beastmen.
Gunmen.
Max's Gurren memories are floating in.
Yeah.
They're taking over. But yeah, you're right. You gotta hit that specific requirement, and then the space people show up.
Okay.
Third was it was an inside job. Thor was the inside man, and he was in the opening the entire time, his true self. About that whole thing with the opening. I thought that was like gonna be a surprise Rai's been alive the whole time thing.
Yeah, I thought.
But it's actually revealed that no, that's third.
I
That's
thought
what
it
he
was gonna
actually
be
looks
like
like.
revealed that like Sagi or some shit was gonna be like Rai the whole time or something.
Yeah, me too.
With like a wig.
Yeah.
I thought that was gonna be Rai was like gonna come back and be like, I've been alive all along, and then it's like, no, that's third. That's what he really looks like. He's just been in like basically, like, he had his skin color and hair color changed.
Well, isn't there like a thing where their skin and hair color just changes?
No, that's just
I
Thor.
think
Okay,
it's
that's just
that
Thor.
Thor's a weird
Thor has a weird thing.
human.
Anyway, now that we're talking about so Thor kills Sagi and becomes the Beast King.
Yes.
They all go into the spaceship and they start talking to Odin.
Well, just the third and Tay. Or
Yeah,
Well,
Thor,
Tez.
third, and Tiz.
Tay. What?
but Tiz is not allowed in.
Yeah.
And Tiz goes back and is the housewife because, of course. Anyway, so also Zagi lives.
That's right. Yeah, he does.
Zagi does not die, which I hated. He is the only person who 100% deserved death.
Yeah.
He got sliced across the chest. That's like very dead.
He so deserved. Okay, he openly murders people. He beat Karam.
He's an asshole.
He's a tyrant. Everyone
He's
is showing
clearly
his
not
fear in him.
trustworthy.
He's complete. He lies constantly to Thor. He wanted to use Thor as a scapegoat. He wanted to take the role of Beast King and like get his revenge on Odin. He like Tiz. Okay, later Tiz gives the speech like to Zagi, saying Thor was your friend. He would have wanted you to stay alive. When was Thor friends with Sagi?
You know, at the beginning
Never.
when Sagi was like, "Hey, you gotta kill your brother," that's when they were friends.
Oh my god.
No, and then
This show is fun, I
Thor's
swear.
entire life has been fake.
So basically,
Further right in comparisons.
do you guys know the myth of the changeling child?
No.
What?
It's this famous, like really old, like medieval folktale that sometimes fae folk, fairies and such, would steal human children and replace them with their own children.
I've heard something to that extent, but I don't know the exact story and anything like that.
There's a lot of different variations on it, but
Mhm.
one of them is very often like the changeling child is a parasite, and I think that's pretty much what they're doing here because Thor is a parasite. He replicates the mother so that he gets more affection. He's very manipulative, even if he doesn't know it.
Yeah.
So he's a fake human.
He's fake.
but he was created to be the ultimate Beast King. He was intentionally sent to Chimera.
The planet.
The ultimate life form.
Yeah. No, that's their intention.
Straight up, straight up. He is best possible.
Yeah, this is revealed to him by Odin or the scientist, one of the two, right? Yeah.
But also, he has a fake fertilization birth in a mother named Eva.
I said, this is getting really. There's two twins. One is clearly superior to, and the mother is Eva.
Right, it's liquid.
There was like a very clear Metal Gear here. Like I couldn't not reference it in my notes, even though I was trying my hardest.
Which is weird because the manga was started in '93 and ended in 2003.
Yeah,
which was before Solid 1. So weird.
Yeah, this predates Metal Gear Solid.
Which that's the one that had all the gene stuff. Metal Gear 1 and 2, I think, were out by then, but still.
I mean, there's a lot of things that we're making reference to that were after. Yeah. Well after all this, like Eva. That's well 3. After. And there's a lot of Raiden comparisons.
I wouldn't
and that's 2.
Be surprised if Kojima read this.
Honestly, me neither.
I'm shocked.
There's a lot of weird similarities.
I mean, Kojima has proven to borrow from anime often, going as far as to having the same alert screen as Gunbuster in Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake.
Oh yeah, you showed me that.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody else recognizes that, but that's a thing you got to look out for if you are a fan of Metal Gear or Gunbuster.
Which we are.
I am. Yeah.
We are those things.
Yeah.
You have plot a random dude from one of the rings that Zaggy took down comes to assassinate Zaggy, and then Tiz just takes the bullet.
Oh yeah.
We're not.
I'm skipping a bit. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
that's how my notes are.
A little bit fat.
We'll get to that, but basically, Thor is in a room with Odin, and he basically has the Raiden Solidus speech where he starts losing his grip on reality.
Yeah.
He's like, "Am I a real person? Do I deserve to live?"
Yeah.
He starts straight up asking for death.
He was like, well, you created me. You basically own me. You could just kill me. Why don't you do that or something like that?
But then Loki, I don't know if this happens after. Yeah, Thor leaves, right?
Yes.
And then Loki
is left alone with Odin.
And then he has the Metal Gear, I'm a scientist. I didn't want to be a part of this. Yeah. And then shoots Odin.
Yeah, I was surprised. Usually they do that whole scene and then they call in security and stop the person. But no, he actually gets the shot in, so...
Yeah, because Odin is like... Odin is like, I don't care if I die.
Yeah.
Because then he activates the bad thing.
Yeah, he activates
the most ridiculous doomsday device I have ever seen in my life.
And they only ever really called it, it hasn't, it's Operation Midgard, but they constantly just say, oh, the balls.
The Earth, the balls, the Earth, the planet rotation change thing.
So yeah, basically it won't destroy the planet, but it will destroy the continent that's on it and create a new one. It will kill
all of the life, but it will keep the planet and it'll make it suitable.
It'll make it habitable again, yeah.
For the new humans based on Thor's DNA.
Oh, I don't know if it was told to them yet, but Earth is also fucked.
Oh yeah, Earth just got totally wiped out by an asteroid.
Yeah.
That was Third's dream. He was only manipulating Thor because he wanted to go to
Earth, and then it was just never there, and anyone who got sent on an expedition just got VR memories.
Yeah.
Of it, basically.
I'm sorry.
What?
VR missions.
Yeah, virtual missions.
It's Metal Gear.
Anyway, so the balls are sent into Chimera, and so Tiz is given the role of evacuating people because everyone's going to die if they stay on there. But she takes a bullet for Zagi, which is my least favorite moment.
I was like, of all people,
you don't care about this guy.
It's only because somebody else took a bullet for her earlier, right? But they survived. I don't remember.
No, and then she and Zaggy fall underground, like how Thor and Karim fell underground earlier.
But then Tiz is never seen again.
Yeah, I think
No,
she
Tiz
just
is
dies.
dead.
They never say she's dead.
Yeah.
I mean, she took a bullet and she never really.
Likely dead.
She's dead.
I'm just saying they never say it.
It's a lot like Rai at the beginning of the series. They just
They
he's
just
dead.
kind of die.
But
And then there's a whole, we gotta shut down the supercomputer and escape.
yeah, they actually go against like a HAL 9000 AI named Valkyrie.
And
Yeah.
there's plans
Oh,
on
and
the
it's
station.
yeah.
Episode 11 is probably my favorite.
Yeah.
It is the dumbest thing.
Is this
They all
where the
have guns
show?
now.
Is
Rai
this
puts his hair in a ponytail for some reason.
Yeah, he puts
Everyone
his tail
has
in a
guns.
I mean,
ponytail.
Thor, my bad.
The scientist gets body armor. The show becomes alien at one point.
Yeah.
Basically, the guy has a
Becomes
flamethrower and
aliens.
MP5s and everything. It's great.
Okay, so inexplicably, the plants grew on the spaceship.
Yeah,
Like it's just said, oh, we had them in containment and now they've been released.
yeah. Or now they
No,
grow.
they said they were seeds.
They grew.
They were seeds. They
Yeah.
took the samples and they grew on the.
Yeah.
And so all the plants are just like alien murdering all the.
Yeah, and
All
all the
soldiers,
security
all the
guards
goons.
don't actually know how to deal with the plant life, but we
And
got
then,
Thor.
and then Thor's like, I know how to do this. I
yeah.
did this earlier in the show.
And third,
Yeah.
Mattered.
they go through all of the things he did, all the plants he dealt with, like,
yeah,
one by one. But then they get to the computer and they destroy it, and they start escaping. And they're like, "Oh no, we don't have enough time." Oh wait, no, I forgot. They go to the room with all the past Beast
Yeah,
Kings.
yeah.
They come out of the cryogenic thing like zombies,
and they fucking shoot them all.
and then Thor just kills them all, and he's like, "This is mercy."
Yeah,
And then there's like a weird thing where the computer's like showing them illusions.
yeah. It like
Yeah,
puts on like
like
a thing, and it's like yeah,
Eva's
Earth
voice.
is fucked or something like that.
They,
It's like
they-
Ava's voice is the computer.
And halfway through, it's like speech. Thor just like is like fuck this, and he shoots out the lights.
yeah.
And it gives Third a like, oh god, is everything even real or not moment, and Thor's just like, shut up.
Yeah, he literally has a seriously just stop.
He has like
Yeah,
a
no,
mental
there's-
breakdown, and Thor just
they both
slaps him
like,
in the face.
Thor earlier when he's told about how everything he knows is fake, and Third when he's like, oh, Earth isn't real. They both have what am I fighting for
Yeah.
moments.
And then he just slaps him in the face and is like, all right, keep going. We don't have time for this.
And then they destroy Valkyrie, and then they have like 10 minutes to escape.
Yeah, they have like a Resident Evil escape sequence, basically.
Or Metroid.
Oh yeah,
This
or a
is
Metroid escape
depressing.
sequence. Yeah.
This is by far the most ridiculous, egregious, and fascinating moment.
It's a really good scene. Like, it's really well done, but it's out of nowhere. And
I
it's
wouldn't
so
call
jarring.
it well done.
I really
I
liked it.
would- Okay, so all of the characters systematically kill themselves to save
Yeah,
Thor.
that's like a big trope with these kinds of
Like,
scenes.
Loki's like, I'm gonna lock myself away with the evil plant.
Man, I
Okay,
can't think of any
but-
good examples of it, but there's like tons of things that do it.
Okay,
Then-
but
Third,
Can
whose
we-
real name is Heather.
Wait,
Can
this is
we
also... What?
we need to talk about Third's death.
Yeah,
He shoots himself in the head and then drops himself.
Okay, so he's dangling from the edge of like the very end of where they're trying to reach. And Third's like, I don't deserve to live. Earth isn't real. I manipulated you this whole time. How can you save me? And then Thor's like, I gotta save you. You're a human and I don't hate you. And instead of just falling like a normal person,
he's like...
Thor pulls out a handgun.
He fucking shoots himself.
Extremely
So that there's-
violently shoots
No, I
himself
think
in
he
the head.
drops himself. He lets go and then shoots himself.
Does he?
I was laughing so hard. I was
It's so more extra. It's ridiculous.
It's so extra. I love it. He's such a drama queen, even in death.
He's like, no, check this shit. He lets go and then pulls the trigger. It's
I gotta
so
make
bad.
sure I'm super dead, so you don't have any feeling
I
to
don't
try
even
to
want
save
to
me.
feel the sensation of falling. I'm just gonna take care of it right
No,
now.
no, I thought the idea is like you don't. I'm not gonna give you any hope that you can save me, or
But
something like that.
the kicker, the real flippin' kicker of it all, is that if they had done nothing, it would have been fine anyway.
Oh, why?
The plants stopped the balls.
Oh yeah.
Nothing they did caused anything to happen.
I think they stopped like the first two, but they had already done that at this point.
I think it's implied that the plants would have stopped all of the balls.
Maybe.
Because they had
I mean,
grown
The
so deep.
planet is plants.
yeah. I mean, yeah.
And then, like, as Thor's about to escape, he sees
he
another
gets
illusion
onto,
of Tiz,
he
who
gets
at this
out-
point is what?
It's
Well,
implied
before
it's
this, he gets
actually
onto the
her-
helicopter. Yeah.
It's implied that it's actually her ghost because she's dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's like, Tiz, no, we gotta go back for her.
And it's like,
She's dead.
nah, Chief. I'm gonna keep it real with the Chief.
Yeah.
She's dead.
Which, you know, that's the Tiz that he loved like a sister.
Yeah.
Yes.
No,
You know,
no,
the woman he was totally willing to just, like, not have sex with and then go for this other
Oh,
chick.
wait,
he just
I
met.
completely forgot to mention earlier with Tiz, I knew she was gonna die the moment where she just said, she was talking to somebody when they were evacuating people. She's like, Thor finally agreed to have kids. I'm like, oh no. You're gonna die now.
No, that's okay. The scene after Karam
2 days
dies,
from
where they
retirement.
talk,
Yeah.
it's such a death flag.
Yeah.
I'm not afraid of anything anymore.
Thor finally said we could have kids. Oh no. That's the talk of people that are about to die.
And then the epilogue.
Further time skip.
Okay, so they confirm that everything is destroyed except Chimera. All human life
Yeah.
is dying except Chimera. It's New Earth.
I kind of like that to an extent.
Thor
like-
is tan now and has
Thor turned
Black hair.
into Thor.
He
Thor
turned
became
into what?
Thor.
Hello?
Thor is third now. He looks like how
Oh,
Third
yeah.
looked when he was in disguise.
Yeah.
And then he finds a random child with Chen.
Looks
Adopts her
like Tiz,
And
and
Tiz.
her name is Tiz.
and says Tiz means hope.
Oh, also that episode's name is Hope.
Yes, it is.
There's so many things that do that. Like the episode name is Hope, or like your name is Hope now.
Or there's just a lot of shows where the name of the episode is a line that's said
Yeah.
in the show.
I hate the ending so much.
I think it's so dumb and cheesy, but
It's so dumb.
Oh, it's just like, oh, this random child that happens to look like Tiz.
Okay, first of all, Thor turned into Third. This is
Yes.
not explained. There's no reason why this happened.
I think it's
Uh,
probably because he wanted to model his life after him. I don't
And
think.
while he's on the space station, he's like, what? I'm tan now.
Oh wait, yeah, he does literally look like. I forgot about that.
He
I didn't put that together.
He's just because he's superhuman, so he just adapts.
I
Based
realized
on
that
what-
he like adapted randomly, but I never realized that he would like literally turn
Like, I
into
noticed
Third.
it even before he said it. I was like, wait, he's tan now. What?
Yeah.
Based on what Odin says, the point of that is that he became the ideal form for surviving on Chimera,
Okay.
which is
tan
apparently
person.
Third.
I mean, Third
Third
was
is
doing
the
a pretty
ideal-
good job.
Third is the ideal male form.
This is peak performance. This is what
You
peak
might not like
performance
it,
look at.
but this is what peak male performance looks like.
You know, some skinny white dude with brown hair.
Uh,
Yeah, it does really sound like we hated this, doesn't it?
It really
Yeah.
does. But okay.
I'm gonna be honest. I was kind of on this. It's all right. at
Okay,
best.
the writing. Okay, in hindsight, it's not good, but I enjoyed watching it.
Yeah, no, this is one of those things where it's like I watched it one sitting. I watched it all in a day, not one
Yeah,
sitting
yeah.
quite. But I watched it all in a day, and I was just like, I gotta find out what's gonna happen next. I want to know, and like, you just don't think about the stupid shit when you're watching it, or maybe you do,
I mean,
but you're just
definitely
like,
thinking about it.
I never really thought about the stupid shit except for the smaller bits that I did mention. But I was always just like, yeah, whatever, move on. I want to know what's gonna happen next. It's like popcorn. It's like I don't know. It's just I enjoyed it a lot.
It's
have
a good
anything
way
else?
of describing it.
Yeah.
It's
Popcorn
not.
and a
It's
thing.
not good for you. It's not good. It's Like if you break it down into its parts, it's terrible, but it
good.
tastes great.
It feels good going down.
I think the only thing that really bothers me, like actually bothers me, like I'm willing to say it's bad, is how women are treated. They're literally just tools. Tiz is shown as being super like self-confident, super like she's strong, but we never see her fight. She's always the damsel.
Yeah.
Karam is a joke. She's literally beat in half of her scenes.
And then is murdered just like
literally to further the plot. Literally to further the plot.
Yep.
Which is what you call, I believe, a fridge girlfriend.
Fridging, yeah, like damn it, there's a just fridging, I guess is
that's a common phrase. But yeah. And considering this is written by a woman, come on, girl, you can do better.
Just replace Thor with a woman. That would throw out the whole show, though.
I tried to look up stuff about this anime. I tried to look up production. I tried to look up the manga.
By Bones, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Bones.
But I mean, like, the director, I mean, like, how accurate it is to the manga, I found something. The manga is not available anywhere on the internet.
Really?
I found no forums or anything discussing it. This is a very, I wouldn't say underrated, but underwatched show.
Yeah.
I think more people should watch this.
It definitely has a lot to talk about, and
it's worth watching.
I liked it. It's good, but it's also bad, but it's also good.
It's fun garbage.
It's technically bad, but it's really good. Does that make sense? No.
I think you're way more positive about this than we are.
I really liked it. I don't know. Okay.
I like to separate like actual quality from enjoyment.
Another thing I will say though that I don't think we talked about, because we did talk a lot about the plot being stupid. I think it's worth saying that the show does other things like really well. It really does.
Animation's great.
It has really good animation.
Animation looks nice.
I was a big fan of the world building here. I like
the
universe that they set up.
The setting's alright.
Like I like the planet.
It's hard. Like Chimera is cool.
Yeah, the planet itself is cool, but the society really cool. Is horrible.
The society is bad, but I think it's an interesting society.
It could be done better.
It's too generic. It's too like, oh, they're gangs and they got a big tough mean guys.
Race war.
Literal race
war. Yeah.
Race war.
But I think
the genders. We never see the genders actually being separated because there are 4 women in this entire thing.
There's that, but like I also like the idea of it's this weird society that's being created by the higher power, like up in the sky. That's like
it's interesting to consider that it's literally a beast planet. It's like a more feral humanity.
Yeah,
but they don't go very far with it.
I would say this is like a combination of the Metal Gear universe and like Maze Runner or some shit. Which I haven't read the books, but like I saw the movies.
From what I know of Maze Runner, that's actually that works.
I know almost nothing about Maze Runner, but I would be more willing to like it to Gargantia, where it's like like new Earth.
Yeah, well,
the idea of restarting Earth.
The thing with Maze Runner is that I know of is like it's like there's a whole society of people living in this maze, but it's implied that there's some like it's because of some conspiracy and it's some like test of some sort.
Yeah, but the people on Chimera, none of the people on Chimera are intentionally there except Thor.
Well, they're there because they committed crimes.
But they're not being
using criminals as test subjects.
But they're not using
half of those people probably aren't test subjects. They're people who are just
I don't think any
there.
of them are test subjects except Thor.
Well, they did get beast men from other places.
Their purpose there is to just eventually, every now and then, a Beast King will pop up, and then we can use his genes and make a better one. And even
then, they said that all of them are useless except Thor.
Because Thor is the best one. He is literally special, super,
or confusing.
Does everything right, genetically person. He's literally just like him being a Gary Stu is like part of the show.
And I hate it. You could have written him so much better.
Yeah.
He was genetically perfect.
Here's another thing I think they left out a lot of is in the beginning, in the first like 3 episodes, you get a lot of cool flashbacks to their childhood with Thor and Rai.
Yeah.
Like you get this one scene that in hindsight is useless where this one girl is trying to flirt with Rai.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Thor does
pretends to be Rai,
which
asks her out.
is really interesting both from an identity perspective, like do they think of each other as the same person, like do they have issues with that, but they never bring it up again.
Yeah,
it's just hey, remember I liked my brother, and then
then he says later like, oh, Rai couldn't have survived here, I'm kind of glad he died.
I don't know why
he's like,
I'm thinking of this, but is Thor gay? I feel like he is.
No,
I don't know.
Dude,
he's got that feeling.
His reasoning for not wanting to get with Tiz was just because he was sterile.
Well, it's not just that, but like,
he said if that either.
He's not. There's no way he's sterile.
Yeah, because like
that's
they,
right.
they
Yeah,
need him to be able to pass his genes
on. Never mind.
Memes.
His memes.
He has to pass on his memes.
But when he gets alone with oh god, I immediately forgot her name, Karam. When he gets alone with Karam, he immediately starts making out with her. So I think
I forgot.
Yeah, he immediately wanted. He was like, "Oh, upgrade to new wife."
I mean, would you like it if a girl you did not know walked up to you and said, "You're my husband"?
No.
Yeah, that'd be weird.
Because I wouldn't. I'd think she's flippin' entitled and annoying.
I'd say, "Hey, no, back off. I don't know you."
Yeah.
But then again, he just sees the Karam for like he barely knows her, and he's just like, "Yeah, I want some of that."
Yeah, but I think that's almost more realistic.
Yeah, I guess.
Because he's 15.
True. Less, yeah. When how old is Karam?
Way older.
Yes.
I'm just willing to bet like a way older.
Because
she's the second of Zagi.
Because Thor is a weird, artificial person.
Accelerated aging.
I think that's the only thing they didn't do, is accelerated aging. They just had the whole.
They did no.
No, he doesn't accelerate aging. He just dies quicker.
Tiny boy to basically a man.
I think that was just weird writing, but I don't think he's actually accelerated. He just dies quicker.
Well, my point is, he's gonna die at 30.
Yeah.
Like for sure.
Yeah, but that's
which
like
actually,
he still has the body of a 30-year-old.
Actually, hypothetically, he won't because he's a special human and he's not a normal Juno dude.
The virus will mutate to the point where he won't die anymore. If you're lost, that was a Metal Gear reference, like everything else is. I feel like this just playing Metal Gear is a requirement for this podcast.
It's a lot more enjoyable if you've
Metal
seen
Gear anime when.
Play Metal Gear Solid the series, at least up to 4, and then watch this show.
Yes.
It's a hell of a requirement to watch a show, but do it.
It'll be better.
Sure. You'll understand what we're saying.
You'll understand the plot better.
Yes, the ongoing plot of Digitized Desperadoes.
I meant Jyu-Oh-Sei. But also, yes, us too.
So basically,
the Metal Gear subplot.
Here is our requirements: Metal Gear, probably some Call of Duty.
It's been a while since I've mentioned Call of Duty.
We bring up Evangelion literally all the time.
Gurren gets brought up.
Gurren, yeah. Watch Gurren.
These are our favorites.
Watch Blues Brothers.
I haven't seen Blues Brothers.
Watch
Godzilla for any all of the Godzilla films for any
watch
time.
all of the Godzilla movies and all of the James Bond movies, all of the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
No, don't watch those.
Star Wars.
Star Wars.
No.
You probably watch Star Wars anyways if you're
true.
watching a movie podcast.
With me, all Tarantino movies though, I never bring them up.
Yeah.
Well, one of these days you'll do one.
Will I?
I don't know.
Yes, you will.
Somebody will. There's a lot of them.
Max is doing a Bond finally.
There's like 10 Tarantino movies total, so.
Yeah.
So wait, scores.
Yeah, I guess we should just get into scores.
I really don't know what I want to score. Okay,
Yeah, I know.
I usually score these things beforehand, but I just don't know with this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give
'Cause
this
if I
two
scored
I'm like a little
scores.
stuck.
I have
if
to
I
give
scored
this
it-
show 2 scores. I'm gonna
If
give
I
this.
scored it-
Oh, sorry.
If I scored it based on quality, I'd probably have to give it like a 5 out of 10. But based on enjoyment, probably like a 6 or a 7.
Yeah. So
I'll give it like a 6.
I enjoyed this about an 8 out of 10 worth of enjoyment, but
Yeah.
it's on a technical level a 6 out of 10. So I'm gonna average it and give it a 7.5 because I still really, really liked it. I don't know why. I like the world building. I was able to look past a lot of the holes this has. I had a lot of fun watching it. I don't know what else to say on that. I know throughout this whole episode, it sounds like we've been dogging on the show. Like, it's trash. There's this problem is with it. There's this problem. It's animated really well. The voice acting sucks. The plot's stupid, but it's also fun. I liked
You
it.
listed-
7.5.
You listed 2 things good in that list.
No, I said the plot is dumb, but it's also good. I listed 2 bad. and
There
2
are
good.
dumb aspects, but there are also good aspects.
Yeah.
Okay, Okay. I'd say this is trash, but it's fun trash.
Yeah, for me, I was like looking over my list to think of like where does this fit?
You could definitely go
There's
worse.
6. It's like it's not like on a 6 level where like Kubikiri, where I was like,
Okay, but
but it's not like I enjoyed it to like a 7, so
Try
I
to,
ended
like,
up kind of
average
settling
out.
on 6.5.
okay, I'm thinking maybe 6.5 because I did enjoy watching it. I watched 9 episodes.
So like
of
I
this in
enjoyed
one
parts
sitting.
of it. There's good stuff in here, but there's also just like some problems. So I'm just like,
Yeah,
6.5 is where I end up placing it.
The
Me
thing is,
too.
like,
I'll
none
give it
of the
6.5.
I didn't run into the problems and go while watching it. I was just always like, whatever. Okay, let's keep
I
going.
was more laughing at it.
Yeah.
Like I enjoyed the stupid.
Oh no,
plots.
when like I got like really like excited when like Thor said, "Oh, I love you like a little sister," and I was like, "Oh, he did it!"
Yeah, that
I
was
was
so
like, "Oh
good.
shit!"
Yeah.
And when he shows up after the time skip, I was like dying laughing because he's all like, he has the Raiden long hair, and he's
Yes,
like, "I'm cool now."
Dude, I was
and he's 15.
it was like that extent for me, but worse because of the voice acting. Because
Yeah.
he looks all cool now, and I'm like, oh, he's gonna have like a deep voice now, or he's gonna maybe have like a higher voice that's all cool, maybe like a Raiden after Rising, and he sounds like Raiden in 2.
Oh no!
I'm like,
not
oh no.
Less Doctor
It gets
turn
better-
off my pain inhibitors and more, just
His voice more. We have Emmerich here. We managed to avoid drowning. Yeah, more of that. But yeah. So I guess showdown time.
Yeah, showdown.
So it's a Mitch picking anime.
Yes,
Oh, no.
Mitch, you are Mitch.
Yeah,
Yeah,
which
Mitch.
is I know I'm not always confidence inspiring in this category.
So preface us. Try to convince us that
Hey,
you're
at
a
least-
good thing.
I don't think you can do much worse than some of my picks, though.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, so
We're
what
gonna
I'm
do your
going for
two.
with this, we are doing a Chinese anime.
Oh no!
Yeah, but apparently this is like the one good one. It's called The King's Avatar, and it's basically about like being a player in just sort of like a League of Legends-esque sort of
Are you
esports.
seriously doing another video game thing?
Yeah, I know.
This is your.
I was
first
gonna pick
one.
Haruhi, but that's 14 episodes, and I was like, oh, that's a lot.
You can't do Haruhi. No.
No, so I'm not
It's
doing
off
it.
limits.
So I'm doing this.
Okay.
How long is this?
12,
I've
All
heard
right.
of it. I thought it was way longer. Okay.
but that's what we're doing. I know it's another video game thing, but hey, that's all I've.
That's fine.
I don't. There's other things that I don't want to pick yet.
Mitch, I'm very concerned.
I mean, you have
Uh,
enough. You have reason to be. It's me picking an anime,
Hey, there's only one way to
and
find
everything.
out.
Anything I could like, if there was anything that I could say, hey, watch this. I
What?
watched it before. You also have watched. So I
Well,
have nothing.
Chinese stuff doesn't have a great reputation.
Yeah.
I guess there's only
Oh,
one way
well.
to find out. So
I'm just waiting for my next movie. Okay.
All right.
Anime is just something I have to get through. Okay.
Your last anime was flipping Overlord. Come on, dude.
All right. We'll see you next time.
See you next time.
Goodbye.